Not that I think that it fixes anything, but what do you know? Yeah, somehow it's dead. Oh well. Oh no, now it works again. Not that I think that it's perfect. I don't know why I didn't want to start beforehand, but okay. Whatever. Alright. So let's continue, I guess. And hopefully we manage to not crash. But then again, chances are high that we do crash. I'm really confused. Because this, if I get rid of that, this worked, right? So the voxel grid right and stuff like that, it works fine. Give me 1 second. On the second monitor I need to look at something. Okay. I don't know if I... are you in the chat? Yeah, I think you are. I will look at your merge request after the stream, Vela. But really, thank you for doing that. Really appreciate it. It really helps. But yeah, so far, unfortunately, a little bit... yeah, not that needed because we unfortunately don't have Windows support anyways, but I mean, that is a good step into the direction to get that working again. Okay, so yeah, so that works. It's just the edit that, like, why would the panel why would that fail? How do we do that in the generate mesh path, right? So here, I mean, I guess we can do that. No, but that doesn't matter. What is the index used for? Is it even used for? Don't think we use it, right? Yeah. Is that maybe an issue that it gets optimized away? No, probably not. Volume chunk resolution. Plus that. That's the same in the terrain panel theory. Yes, maybe. I mean, I copied it. Yeah, I think by now, to be honest, before I did some, well, I set up a Linux machine in my like in my apartment because it's now the file server more or less, and I did some, well, I set up X11 and Wayland there, and then I realized as well that Wayland seems to be the new thing and the better thing because it as well supports vsync and stuff like that, which seems like X11, don't quote me on it, I'm not a Linux expert, but it seems like that's what I read. X11 doesn't support that, or not natively, I don't know. So yeah, probably I would aim for Wayland only, most likely. But as well, there is the possibility of just stripping out the native window again and parts of the input handling, like the window specific part of window like input handling, and going with GLFW. It's on like the list to evaluate because I don't have the bandwidth to support all OSs myself. So, and I don't think you have to reinvent the wheel. The reason why then Windows 1 is done like it is right now is because I wanted to learn how to create a window, do the input handling and all the window messaging and stuff like that. But now that I did it once, I kind of know how it works, and then that would help me as well doing it, or like delving with GLFW into it and tweaking it if I need it. But yeah. Why would you crash? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's the same shader, right? Generate volume. Let's actually close all others. And then let's open the generate mesh path just to be sure. And yeah, it is exactly the same thing. Why is it even called XYX? I just realized. What? Should be XYZ. Isn't that how it's done? Volume terrain system. We push the voxel grid in. The mesh vertices, the indirect draw buffer. It looks fine. Then we have the chunk size and the resolution. And I mean, we only do that once, right? Funny, why is it even like offset like that? That's another topic, I guess, but okay. How many chunks do we have? Why do we have 4? That's the weird part. Why do we have 4? Ah, because we treat the dimension in all directions, okay. So I guess if I do 1, I have 1. Is that it? Scene editor. I mean, I hope it would be. Or I don't have anything. Cool. Ah, because... God damn it. Because the half dimension thing, right? Alright. Let's actually create a vector 2, well, vector 3 as 16. And let's do a new one. Like that. Then 1 and 2. Let's make it like that. I don't know, it's not the nicest thing, but it's fine for now. And then we do dimensions by that, and that is this. And then... yeah, let's do dimensions X. But actually it probably is 0 to dimension dot X. And then Y to dimension dot Y. Is it? Wait a second, is it the minus half dimension, right? And then that is the chord. That should do it. That should fix it so that if we enter 1, we have 1 here as well. What is your problem? What? Oh, no. What? $128. Oh. Hey. Why did I... What the hell? That doesn't even make any sense. Why would that even be here? So now if I put one here, I should have one element, but I have two. Why? Oh, because for some reason I have a 2 here. Of course. Makes perfect sense. What? God damn it. Why does this happen to me? Oh yeah, and now we have one by default already. Is it a problem? Potentially? No, right? Because the dimensions we never read anywhere else. It's only in the terrain settings that we do that. Right? So that is volume terrain system, that's fine. That's fine as well. Okay, yeah, cool. So that should work. And now my question is, my stream might die now. But what can you do? We have to live dangerous. Let's bring that back. And do that every frame. Every frame we have, basically with every frame we press the right mouse button. What? We don't crash with that, or what? It works perfectly fine. Like that. Okay, now I'm a little bit confused. Now I am very much confused. Does it work again if I add that again? Or do we crash? Okay, now it seems to work, or what? Okay. I mean, we are not editing anything, which is a little bit sad, but... Oh no, actually that makes perfect sense, because we got rid of all of the edit. Don't need that. We need that again. Now let's do here 4, 4, 4. Because realistically, that is what we want. Let's see. Hello, Capuche Man. Welcome, welcome. Okay, well, we are not editing it as I would want it to. Perfect. It might be that... Yeah, no, let's see. Let's double check that again. We might need to do a render dog. So I do think this would need to be... actually the size of the cell. Which we have, so that would be probably cell size. Think. Not that it matters. Is it either cell size or... No, it has to be cell size, right? Yeah. But that should be 64, so it's fine. Or is the cell... Hold on, is the cell size maybe wrong? Hold on, maybe that's wrong. Because the cell size might be one individual one. Is that the terrain panel? Yeah. Yeah, okay, the cell size is 8, which is... not what we need. Okay, so that explains a little bit some stuff. So let's actually hard code that for now, but const F32, so float chunk size. And then that is our chunk size here. Right. And this is probably chunk size as well. And that is our chunk size. Chunk size. Maybe better. Makes at least more sense. Oh! I mean, we added it on the wrong side, but... We had that already once, where we added it on the wrong size. mean, that should work. Because the position of the voxel stays the same, right? We are not changing that. Can actually save that. Voxel, edit voxel. And then yeah, we unfortunately have to do that still, but we can at least inspect that in RenderDoc. Alright, so let's try that in RenderDoc then. So it crashes as soon as I have more than one, it seems like. Which is kind of bizarre, but let's fix the first one and then we go from there. Yeah, we are doing this, so well, this doesn't work exactly how I would want it, so we need to get rid of that. We need to change our terrain panel to remove this pace, basically. So we have it every frame. Yeah, and then we add it here. Perfect. Alright, so I'm wondering if there's something wrong with the... No, probably not. RenderDoc. That's where we want to go. Perfect. And then we go here and I take a capture. And that should hit something, right? But it clearly doesn't. Why is there no compute? What? Is that not triggering? Hello? Do I need to click once in there? Interesting. Okay. Okay, well, then let's do that, I guess. I guess to get the focus right, I need to do that. But shouldn't it already have the focus? Just by the fact that I changed the camera? I think that's a bug. Okay, alright, that sucks. Am I live still? I think I am. Yeah. But that failed. Okay. Why? Well, it's not so new actually in the render doc because it does some weird stuff, to be honest. Render doc somehow replays. I mean, I guess Inside does the same, right? Otherwise, how would you capture it, and how could you go back and forth it between the rendering? But it somehow replays the events. That is wrong. Why did it do that? That is already wrong. Why did it trigger here? I mean, let's capture. My stream might die again. Did I capture a new one? Yeah. Sad life. Why, that will be fun to find. It could as well be that this is the thing with the GPU addresses, because someone in my work actually told me he tried some stuff with GPU addresses as well, and it didn't really work on RenderDoc, like with the buffer device addresses. Let's get the latest version. Maybe that fixes it. I don't know. But there might as well be that we do some stupid stuff which causes this. Do we see any errors here? No, right? I mean, that is actually a problem. Maybe let's fix that, because that might actually be what RenderDoc doesn't like. We can easily fix that, because we don't need that currently. Volume terrain system. It's, I think, this one, right? So let's make max chunk count to, I don't know, 10 for now. That might be one thing that RenderDoc really hates. So now we should not have that issue anymore. Yeah. Okay. So let's see if that fixes RenderDoc. Otherwise, it might have been as well the new version, right? We can still have both versions. That it now suddenly works. Please work, please work, please work. Nope. That's so nice of you. That is very sad. What? There is a YouTube comment. Oh my god. Hello, Jimo on YouTube. One of my first comments at YouTube ever. And then it's basically my mod. Sad. Alright, let's do one more try. Because we are actually more interested in the ray trace and not in the generation. So let's just do no, not generate, volume terrain system, and no, god damn it, here, that's what I wanted to do. Here, let's get rid of this. And let's just do the ray trace. and edit off the voxels. That will work, right? Please, render dog. Don't make me sad. What just happened? I didn't do anything. And it just stopped. What? Why would you do that? It will crash, right? Yeah. Very sad. Very sad. But the active chunks buffer, it has something, right? It is a thing. Looks fine. Yeah, don't tell me. I'm kinda sad that I don't have an NVIDIA GPU anymore. I might do it at work tomorrow. But I mean, what would we do in the meantime? Because it's kinda useless to do anything if it crashes. I mean, I can do one more different try, which is a little bit and we can still bind that, it doesn't matter. Can still do that, and we do a compute command buffer bind, yes. Let's do it the old school way. Let's actually then so we take a beautiful old school buffer. Probably set one actually, if I would have to guess. Voxels. Okay. And then this is probably just voxel grid like that, right? This is edit voxel index. And then let's remove that. Put that here. Dot gradient equals that. Oh, wait. I wonder, is that a problem? That this is marked as read-only and we have here the volume chunk in it, which is another buffer which is not read-only? That might be a weird thing, right? I mean, I would have assumed that it would just die with a validation error, not straight up crash on me with that. So does that work? Do we have a... No, we don't, because I did a mistake somewhere again. 115. That... Ah, it's just grade rad. Yeah, maybe, no. What? Still 115. Ah, because I'm stupid. What's this? Makes sense. What? Stop it. I said stop it. 154 as well. Did I just do the same mistake in the lower one? Of course I did. Of course. Wait, was that a mistake then? Wait. Ah no, we did just do that. Not gradient. Okay. Oh yeah, we are not editing anything. So is that now? Are you happy with that, render doc? Or do you still crash? Bye bye stream. What? Why? Do I have my buffer addresses here now? I do have an active chunk here. Okay. That has a voxel grid in it. And that one has data in it. Interesting. But okay. I mean, that works perfectly fine, I guess. And I assume we would point to the same address, right? Can I see? Can I see my address here? No. Unfortunate. But I mean, okay, if it says 008 something at the start, then we're good. That would be this one, right? God damn it, why is it? Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, exactly, so we can try it, right? Let's try it. Let's see if the read-only is the problem. Alright, so we have that running. Let's close that. Let's get our beautiful launch here again. Who takes bets that it crashes?